The latest episode of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage hints at a major disaster for Meemaw, explaining her transformation between young Sheldon and the Big Bang Theory. While young Sheldon depicted her as a rebellious and daring figure, the Big Bang Theory portrayed her as far more conservative and serious. Episode 14 reveals that Meemaw is still running an illegal gambling scheme, pulling Mandy into her sportsbook operation. Georgie disapproves of their risky venture, hinting that potential legal trouble could be the reason for Meemaw's drastic character change and Georgie and Mandy's eventual breakup. This storyline helps bridge the gap between the prequels and the original show, offering a plausible reason for Meemaw's shift in personality. The Big Bang Theory hints at a major disaster for Meemaw after Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 14's gambling reveal. Although a lot of time passed between young Sheldon's spin-off Georgie and Mandy's first marriage and The Big Bang Theory, the original show offered viewers a dark glimpse of one character's future. The Big Bang Theory's cast of characters might have introduced viewers to the world of the sitcom franchise, but many figures who are now pivotal to young Sheldon and Georgie and Mandy's first marriage were barely even mentioned in the original show. Sheldon's twin sister Missy and his older brother Georgie only appeared a handful of times but went on to become major players in Young Sheldon. By Young Sheldon's finale, viewers were as invested in Sheldon's grandmother Meemaw as they were in Amy Farrah Fowler, even though Meemaw only appeared once or twice in the original series. This led to an interesting issue for its follow-up show. In terms of the franchise's timeline, Young Sheldon's spin-off Georgie and Mandy's first marriage bridges the gap between Young Sheldon's ending and The Big Bang Theory's beginning. However, this also means that the new series must account for the obvious character changes that seemingly occurred between the two shows. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 14 reveals Meemaw is still running an illegal gambling scheme. For instance, Young Sheldon's spin-off already started explaining Mary's character change between Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory. Although Georgie and Mandy's first marriage mostly focuses on Georgie and the McAllister family, Mary's appearances highlight the new, more bitter, and obstinate persona she developed after George Sr.'s death. The meaner, colder version of Mary seen in The Big Bang Theory is gradually emerging from young Sheldon's warmer, more understanding version of Georgie and Sheldon's mother. The version of Meemaw viewers saw in The Big Bang Theory was arguably even more conservative than Mary. However, Meemaw's character hasn't changed at all since young Sheldon's ending, and it is hard to square this with her depiction in The Big Bang Theory. In the original show, June Squibb's older take on the character was far more stern and humorless than Annie Potts' willful, wild-hearted rebel. While Potts' take on the character is feckless and daring, the version of Meemaw viewers saw in The Big Bang Theory was arguably even more conservative than Mary. This seemingly made sense when Meemaw was arrested for running an illegal gambling room near young Sheldon's ending, although she managed to avoid jail time and instead was hit with a combination of community service and house arrest. Meemaw's experience still seemed to scare her straight. In the spin-off's final episodes, she turned to her partner Dale for support in building a more sedate, sensible home life for the couple. However, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 14, a sports book and a breakup, proved that this brush with the law didn't really change her at all. While hinting at the causes of Georgie and Mandy's big breakup, the episode also brought back Meemaw's old character. The Big Bang Theory's version of Meemaw hints that her new endeavor could end in disaster. A sportsbook and a breakup saw Meemaw seduce Mandy into joining her illegal sportsbook betting ring, proving that she hasn't changed her ways since young Sheldon ended. Ironically, however, this plot might secretly explain why Meemaw does eventually alter her behavior later in life before The Big Bang Theory begins. Since viewers heard Georgie refer to an ex-wife in The Big Bang Theory Season 11, Episode 23, The Sibling Realignment, they can be certain that Georgie and Mandy's marriage ends before the original show begins. In a sportsbook and a breakup, Georgie disapproves of the legal risk involved in Meemaw and Mandy's scheme and chooses to play no part in it. If the scheme ends up landing the duo in serious legal trouble, this could explain both Meemaw's character change in The Big Bang Theory and Georgie and Mandy's relationship struggles before the series began. Mandy and Meemaw's scheme could end in disaster, which would justify both Meemaw's sobered attitude and the couple's breakup simultaneously. What makes this more likely is the fact that legal consequences are seemingly the only thing that will change Meemaw's behavior. Why Meemaw is so different in The Big Bang Theory than in the prequels. The real reason that Meemaw is so different in The Big Bang Theory is that the original show predates young Sheldon, so the character wasn't written with the prequel in mind. While The Big Bang Theory's upcoming spin-off will expand the world of the series, the original show was a self-contained sitcom. Since Squib's version of the character was introduced before young Sheldon was created, there was no reason to make her substantially different from Mary. However, young Sheldon needed a supporting character who contrasted with the sensible Mary, and making her mother a rebellious firebrand was the most comedically viable choice. This means that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage now needs to explain why The Big Bang Theory's Meemaw is so different from young Sheldon's version of her, resulting in this storyline. Enjoy Screen Rant's primetime coverage? Click below to sign up for our weekly Network TV newsletter. Make sure to check Network TV in your preferences, and get the inside scoop from actors and showrunners on your favorite series.